Hi everyone. Okay, let me begin this by saying that the first thing that is important for you to do as a PCOS sufferer is to work on being able to establish some sort of pattern with your menstruation. And of course, this channel is about natural approaches. I'm not speaking about birth control, assistance, and so forth. And if you are, that's fine. That's your prerogative. But I'm just speaking about if you're doing the natural approach, you have to work patiently with trying to get a period. So, in terms of syncing with moon and so forth, how that storyline is going to follow. Obviously, the first thing you have to do is get a period. And at this point, I'm always a champion and cheering anyone on who is getting a period at all. Then, as you slowly regulate that period, so let's say you're getting nothing and you suddenly get one, yay, your body's kicked into gear with something. Then, as you go on and you're finding you get it every 3 months, and then you go on, then you're now getting it every 2 months. So you see what I'm saying? It's not some sort of miracle cure that will happen overnight, because your body, your uterus, your system, your psychology, your emotion, your everything has to hit a spot where suddenly it's aligning and allowing your body to release. And this is assisted through diet, stress relief, supplementation, insulin management, sleep, yoga, doing exercises of yoga, whatever it is, that will assist you in the long term of getting a regular period. I kid you not, I am regular. And if you noticed, you saw a shift in me when I said, oh, I was coming around, waxing moon, full moon. My period was coming. I was still regular. But it was changing based on my emotions, based on my psychology and all those things. I mean, it happened on the new moon, and now I feel like as a release happened, I feel okay, I feel better. So you are in constant symbiotic relationship between yourself and the energies around you. And I know this may sound like new ages, but I kid you not, the moon and you as human beings, but women especially, have a very special connection. There's a reason why back in the day people were following the lunar calendar. There's back in the day, because the moon has a big influence. There's a why also too in the indigenous culture, for example, it's called the moon time. It's going with the moon, it's streaming with the moon, it's aligning with the moon. So how to, first of all, align your body? The first thing you have to do that I found a big difference in is obviously the basics. Supplementation, yoga for me, for like calming my mind, heat, but grounding in nature. I know this sounds crazy, but I'm being very honest. Nature was a big one. For me to put my feet on the earth, for me to go and hug a tree, for me to be amongst nature, there was an influence. For me to stand out, I kid you not, I take time and stand in front of the moon and I look at it and I sit there and I just meditate underneath it for a few minutes and I walk in. There's this awareness with yourself and your body and in the energies. And I'm not going to ignore the sun. The sun is very important too. You have the vitamin D, but the sun, you need the sun for the full balance and flow. Drinking lots of water. And more importantly, the more clean your diet's going to become, it's all going to flow through your system the same way. Environmental toxins, staying away from that. Being conscious. So if you drink alcohol, moderate that alcohol, because not only is it affecting your liver, okay, but it's also affecting pieces of your consciousness, because it may relax you. If it's a relaxing agent, great. But again, what you're putting into your system matters. Big one for me, sage, as I mentioned in the previous upload. Sage has properties of calming, of cleansing, of releasing, and it has worked for me for sure. And I wish, again, I have to go find it and stuff like that, but It's something I recommend that you can buy. You can buy sage, but you can find it growing depending on where you're living. I'm sure you can find some fresh sage, but burning sage can also, like I said, for me, stimulated my period. But besides the period being activated, you also have to activate your own sense of your own grounding to the earth, to your environment, because that's what aligns you at the end of the day, because you are part of the plant. For example, in a garden, if I'm not watering, or if I'm not providing the moonlight, the sunlight, the water, the nourishment, I'm not going to be growing. So the same thing you have to do with your body. I know we're walking on pavement half the time. Getting your feet, just like roots, into some sort of soil. If there's no soil, grass. Again, like I said, go hug a tree, whatever it is. These pieces may seem like, unexplainable or unscientific, but these are the pieces that helped me. And in terms of aligning with the moon, other uploads are speaking about how I got my period regulated, and that was a combination of things. But this part helped me become more intuitive, become more in tune with the cycle of the moon. This is a separate upload. Don't confuse it. Please don't confuse it for it's saying, okay, this is going to assist with regulation. It may assist with regulation, but regulation assisting here is more around, it is based on that, but reducing your stress, taking your supplementation, exercising, if for, depending on where you live, making sure you have some sort of heat around your feet, go to a sauna or something, and insulin balancing, major one. So, but this part is, okay, now I want my cycles to become a little bit more elevated and tied in with the moon, and slowly in time it will happen. That is just the second part to it, and it can be a connected, synchronized part to the first part. I'm not saying it can't be, but I know that's a struggle to get it synchronized when you're trying to just get your basic parts happening. So in synchronizing with the moon, earthing, grounding yourself, meditation, of course, clean eating, no stimulants, so no smoking. I forgot to add smoking, no smoking, and no drinking. For some, this doesn't apply to everybody, but everyone's body is so different when it comes to consciousness. And the other part is lots of water and nature. So that's where I'm at for the grounding part. There's a lot of information out there. I'm just sharing with you what has worked with me and how I am really much highly in tune with the moon cycles based on that. But then again, it did take time. My key message here is please be patient with yourself, be grateful to yourself, and also go inward with yourself. This is just about the moon cycle. For those of you who do not have a period yet, if you're watching this and you're feeling like you're sad, or you're feeling like this can't happen, it can happen. This is just because some people who are regulating want to align with the moon, because it does carry its own energies and energy balancing, which you will become attuned to as well. So I don't want anyone to feel bad or anything like that. You will get your period, and I can guarantee that. You're talking to some, like for me, I don't know how many of you actually watched all my videos. I was getting at times once, a period once a year or twice a year. And now I have it monthly. I've been having it for over, it's been 2 years now that I get it with the moon, or I get it regularly. When I fall off the moon cycle, this is a different thing. I know something is going on in my life. And also too, I may have messed up my diet a little bit, but I still am regular. That's the main point here too. Okay. Hope you're well. Any questions or comments, let me know, and sending you all positive energies. All right, take care. Bye.